Good afternoon. I'm Bob Golden, the Dean of the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health. Today's white coat ceremony is one of my favorite events of the year. Together with our graduation ceremony in May, it forms the bookends that support the enormous tome of knowledge and experience that is imparted to our medical students during their pivotal, transformative years with us. Our recent ceremonies have been virtual or limited in capacity, so I am really glad that we are all celebrating here together in person, even if it means we once again face the Herculean task of finding parking on this university campus. Today, as we welcome and honor our class of new medical students, we also welcome their families and friends. Believe me, I fully understand how proud you are, and I deeply appreciate your support in making this day possible. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that the land our university and school stands on is ancestral Ho-Chunk land. The School of Medicine and Public Health recognizes the health inequities faced by Native communities, and we are committed to addressing them. We encourage our incoming students to engage with our Native American Center for Health Professions and to learn more about the histories of the sovereign nations of Wisconsin and our strong partnerships with them. Well, now it is a great pleasure to introduce our school's administrative leaders who have joined us for today's celebration. This dream team of dedicated admissions and student services leaders are all committed to ensuring that your introduction to our school is seamless and successful. They are joined by several outstanding student leaders who are participating in today's ceremony. Will members of the platform party please stand when I call your name and remain standing? Please hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. Starting on my far right in the first row, Dr. Gwen Mcintosh, Associate Dean for Students, Dr. Shobina Cheda, Associate Dean for Medical Education, Dr. Christine Seibert, Associate Dean for Medical Student Education and Services, Dr. Jason Stevenson, Associate Dean for Multicultural Affairs for Health Profession Learners, Dr. Elizabeth Petty, Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Dr. Kathleen Shannon, Chair of our Department of Neurology and today's keynote speaker, Dr. Kyla Lee, President of the Wisconsin Medical Alumni Association, Dr. Wendy Miloska, President of the Wisconsin Medical Society, Dr. Katarina Stewart, Director of the Forward Curriculum and Phase 2 Representative, Dr. Mary McSweeney, Associate Dean for Admissions, and in the second row, Sonam Dolma, co-president of our class of 2025. Amen Taher, co-president of the class of 2025. Sophia Verba, president of the Medical Student Association. Stephanie Pham, co-president of Medical Students for Minority Concerns. Rodrigo De La Torre, co-president of Medical Students for Minority Concerns. Tan Fong Nguyen, Vice President of the Medical Student Association, and Casey Stevenson, Gold Humanism Honor Society Advisor and Academic Affairs Manager. Please join me in applauding this remarkable group. Speaking of remarkable groups, welcome our 2022 incoming medical student class. You are beginning your professional life in medicine during an incredibly interesting time. Now, keep in mind that the adage, "May you live in interesting times," is considered both a curse and a blessing. On the one hand, we are in the midst of the worst pandemic in more than a century. While we are hopefully transitioning into a relatively stable endemic phase, the ultimate impact on the health of people and populations remains unclear. At the same time, our society is fractionated with intense divisions in so many areas, including many that have clear public health and medical impacts. Racism, health disparities, gun violence, addiction, domestic violence, and obesity are among the long-standing chronic epidemics that continue to destroy individual lives and disrupt communities. Government institutions, driven both by partisan politics, as well as in some cases, heartfelt convictions, have insinuated themselves into the doctor-patient relationship, creating barrier to important aspects of care that limit both prevention and treatment options in critically important areas. Yet, there are incredibly bright rays of hope breaking through these clouds, illuminating the path forward for pursuing your commitment to making a difference. The COVID-19 pandemic has provided brutal confirmation of the immense value of our innovative integration of medicine and public health, a model that is now woven into your curriculum in a way that will prepare you to lead the advancement of health for both people and populations. In the past few years, there have been long overdue exponential growth in diversity science and health equity research, with our campus emerging as a national leader in these important areas. Amazing new tools and technologies in areas ranging from genomics to big data science will provide you with ever-expanding capacities for preventing, diagnosing, and treating illness that would have seemed like fantastic science fiction during my medical student years. And more importantly, there is a renewed commitment and recognition that the art of the practice of medicine, the humanistic approach to every individual, should shape everything that we do as physicians. So you are at the proverbial right place at the right time. The clouds of COVID are beginning to part, revealing a beautiful rainbow just as you start your medical education. At the end of that rainbow, you will find a gift far more valuable than the proverbial pot of gold. That gift will be tools and skills that will empower you to make a profound difference. These tools include a wealth of knowledge about the human body, focusing on both the complexities of the brain and the complexities of the mind, on organ systems and healthcare delivery systems, on microorganisms that cause illness, and macroeconomics that impair effective access to care for all. You will have the opportunity to increase your capacity to listen and learn and to become effective advocates for your patients and their communities. Now, you have followed amazing, unique paths to arrive here. We are grateful to have such a diverse group with a rich array of backgrounds, experiences, and talents. More than half of you graduated from UW-Madison or other UW system campuses, while many others are joining us from more than 50 colleges and universities, including, among others, the University of Chicago, Cornell, Dartmouth, Duke, Johns Hopkins, Northwestern, Wellesley, and Yale. You pursued diverse fields of undergraduate studies. While the biological sciences were the most common, areas of concentration included philosophy, sociology, linguistics, economics, Spanish, geology, and fashion. I hope our fashion major will be content with our standard white coat. It only comes in one color. Athletes and sport enthusiasts abound in this class. We have basketball, volleyball, and ultimate frisbee players, as well as cheerleaders, powerlifters, and gymnasts. Your class includes triathletes and ultramarathon runners, equestrians, and archers. Your musical talents focus on violin, cello, piano, and more. We hope you will join our medical sciences orchestra or our medical student rock band, the Arrhythmias. There are talented singers, dancers, and actors among you. Other interests and hobbies include scuba diving, gardening, baking, DJing, and woodworking. More than 1/3 of the students in this class come from racial and ethnic groups that are underrepresented in medicine, and we have one of the highest percentages of women in this cohort. Nearly 3/4 of you speak more than one language. One of you speaks 6. You are children of immigrants or immigrants yourselves. First-generation college graduates make up 17% of our class. You hail from small towns, dairy farms, and cities in the Badger State, as well as from communities in every corner and coast of our nation. You represent more than 10 native nations, including Ojibwe, Apache, Cherokee, and the Red Cliff Band of the Lake Superior Chippewa. Your stories began in countries like Brazil, China, Colombia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Pakistan, and many other parts of our global village. All of you contribute to the diverse community that enhances not only our school, but also the practice of medicine. You have served your communities in many ways, especially as the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the globe. You volunteered at food pantries and homeless shelters, tutored refugees, and worked at suicide prevention hotlines. You donated your time and talent to organizations like the National Alliance on Mental Illness, Meals on Wheels, Big Brother, Big Sisters, and Habitat for Humanity. Many of you volunteered at COVID-19 vaccination clinics. You will have many opportunities to cultivate further this tradition of service here, including at MEDIC, our student-run free community clinic system. Several of you have served in our armed forces. Thank you for your service. Collectively, this class has spent more than 200,000 hours engaged in scientific research. You've explored addiction medicine, antibiotic development, circadian rhythms, and geriatric emergency care. Others gained research skills investigating agriculture and nutrition in Mexico, stroke in Native American communities, social media and adolescent health, plant biotechnology, and entomology. During your years here, you can readily feed your hunger for discovery. You will find a proverbial smorgasbord of research opportunities to choose from. Some of you may already have an idea regarding what field of medicine you want to pursue, while others are probably wide open to the full panoply of possibilities. Some of you are in a specialized track, including the 25 enrolled in our Wisconsin Academy of Rural Medicine, and the 14 of you in our MD PhD training program. Others may want to join our training in urban medicine and public health track, or consider the combined MD MPH program. Regardless of your current interests, I strongly encourage each of you to explore the areas of medicine that you believe you are not interested in. There's always a chance you might change your mind, but no matter what you pursue, you and your future patients will benefit from the broader, more complete perspective you will gain. Helen Keller wrote, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." And that is precisely my main message to you today as you come together as a class. It is time for your incredibly rich and diverse individual stories to coalesce into what will be the epic luncheon of the entering class of 2022. The process of gaining acceptance into medical school is very competitive. 5,633 applicants competed for the 176 seats that you are occupying today. I know you will follow the school's tradition of growing together as a class, supporting and helping each other. During the pre-med experience, individual achievement may have seemed more important than collaborative teamwork. Please understand that the real competition is external, including the evolving pathogenic microbes, the environmental factors, the social determinants of health disparities, the genetic vulnerabilities, and of course, the Michigan football team. So on behalf of all the faculty, staff, and fellow students, congratulations on all you have done to earn your place here. Thank you for all you will contribute to your school's community, and welcome to the SMPH family. It is now a great honor and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Kathleen Shannon. Dr. Shannon completed medical school at Rush Medical College in Chicago, where she was inducted into the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society. She then pursued an internship in internal medicine, residency in neurology, and fellowship in movement disorders, all at Rush University Medical Center, where she was subsequently recruited to join their faculty. As a junior faculty member at Rush, she quickly gained recognition as an outstanding clinician and scholar in movement disorders, with a special emphasis on neurodegenerative diseases such as Huntington's and Parkinson's diseases. In 2016, we were really fortunate to recruit her here as our chair of the Department of Neurology. Now, in academic medicine, we sometimes speak of a triple threat: the outstanding clinician who is also an innovative scientist and a deeply respected teacher. A small subset of these stars evolve into the rare quadruple threat: the special individual who is also a gifted administrative leader. Dr. Shannon belongs to the special elite population. She provides exceptional care for her patients, blending the art and science of medicine. She is nationally renowned as a clinical investigator, playing leadership roles in the testing and development of some of the most impactful new treatments. She has published more than 100 papers, chapters, and books, has served on the editorial board of several major journals, and has received distinguished alumni, research, and teaching awards from Rush University, as well as the Patient and Family Service Award from the Huntington's Disease Society of America. As you embark on your journey into the world of medicine, I can't think of anyone better suited to share their wisdom and experience. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Shannon to the podium.
Well, I barely recognize that person. Goodness gracious. I'm so excited for all of you, you and your families, and so grateful for the opportunity to speak to you today. So welcome, everyone. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words. Those are the words of Emily Dickinson, and I share them with you today because I want to convey to you that what we are in medicine is purveyors of hope. That's really what we do every day. Hope that a premature baby will grow into a future of success and joy. Hope that a young student athlete with a knee injury will still be able to pursue his athletic career. Hope that a young woman who finds a lump in her breast will know that she won't leave her children without their mother. Hope that the memory lapses of a beloved grandfather don't portend the descent into Alzheimer's disease. And finally, for all of us, hope for a peaceful and pain-free death. The white coat for more than 100 years has been the symbol of that hope. It says to our patients, you're safe with me, you can trust me, we are in this together. This is our battle that we're doing together. And you stand on that threshold right now, a threshold you arrived at from being really successful in the competitive world of higher education and the competitive application process. And in 4 years, you'll cross, or more if you're an MD PhD student, you'll cross the stage again and you'll acquire a hood, which is the symbol of a doctoral degree, and you'll go into your residency career and have another 4 to 8 years of training, maybe even more. And when you emerge from that finally, after all those years, and all your friends have their children and their jobs and their houses and their fancy cars, you'll enter the most collaborative profession. There is no more collaborative profession than medicine. And so if you're standing on this threshold like I was so many years ago, filled with equal parts of exhilaration and terror, you are feeling exactly the right mix. And I'm here to help you by telling you there are only 3 things you need to accomplish in the next 4 years, 4 to 6 years. Only 3. And those 3 things are proficiency, professionalism, and passion. Those are the 3 things. So, proficiency. Albert Einstein said that life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. You're probably wondering what bicycle riding has to do with medical school, but I'm really using it to introduce the concept of lifelong learning. So you will master an incredible body of knowledge when you're here. You've already mastered quite a bit of knowledge. This knowledge will be completely integrated with clinical medicine. You'll see how every bit of that knowledge is important for the care we provide for our patients. And then when you cross the stage to graduate, you will continue a learning process that will never end. You will constantly be learning new things. Medicine moves at a blistering pace. Things that we knew for sure when I was a medical student are completely wrong now. And they've been replaced by things that we know for sure now that I'm a chair of neurology, and they're going to turn out to be some of them completely wrong as well. So it's a constant process of journal reading and reading about your patients and going to conferences and taking continuing education and a continued life of exams and recertification as well. So that's the first thing. That's the proficiency part. The second thing is professionalism. And I'm sorry, I have note cards. I don't read from a script. So So the next thing is Hippocrates. So professionalism. Hippocrates said, wherever the art of medicine is, wherever there's a love of medicine, there is a love of humanity. And so this is really to introduce the concept of professionalism. So professionalism is a skill set. It's a set of attitudes and behaviors and skills that allow you to do your very best for every patient every time, irrespective of how they got to you, whether or not they're cranky or didn't do what you told them to the last time you saw them, or come in armed with information from those illustrious doctors, Google and Oz, that you still bring your best to them. You still work together in a network with that patient to bring your best. This, Dr. Golden alluded to this a little bit, but society is full of isms now, and the climate in society is really hot. So these isms are really, really prevalent. So these are things like racism and sexism and ageism and ableism and elitism and heteroism. And they're infiltrating into politics and our daily life. And the important thing is some people think, well, I'm blind to race, I'm blind to gender, I'm blind to sexual orientation. The important thing is not to be blind to those things, but to recognize them, and especially to see where those isms have found their way into medicine. This is really important. So there are things like normal lab value ranges for different races, for example, or feeling that some people have thicker skin on the basis of their race, or a higher pain threshold, and thus are less deserving of pain medicine. You'll have to be able to see these, to recognize them, and to move beyond them. Again, your best, every patient, every single time. And finally, and I have to find my quote on this one, sorry. Because the last one is Ferdinand Foch. Ferdinand Foch. And this is to introduce the topic of passion. Ferdinand Foch was the leader of the Allied forces towards the end of World War I. And what he wrote was, the most powerful weapon on earth is the human soul on fire. So this is the concept of passion. You are here to set your souls on fire. You are here to find that part of medicine, that patient population, that organ system, that care setting that sets your soul on fire. And I thought I would illustrate this topic by telling you about my own love story in medicine. Getting back to me. So I'm a neurologist. I didn't intend to be a neurologist when I entered medical school. I was a fourth-year medical student. I was doing my neurology required rotation. I was with two really gifted neurologists at a community hospital that had very, very busy. And the service was busy, and in the morning we would all be sent out to see the patients, and we would then gather and present them to each other and present them to our tending. And I was asked to see a woman, elderly woman, whose family had noticed that she seemed confused and she fell down, and so they called an ambulance, and she got admitted to the medicine unit, and we were asked to see her for confusion. So I walked into her room, and her bed was, when I walked into the room, I was to the left of her bed, because that's the way her bed was facing. And so I called out to her and introduced myself as the medical student, and I was surprised because she was looking all over here for me, and I was over here. But I knew instantly what was wrong with her. Instantly at that moment, because I had read all the neurology books, I had studied my medical school curriculum. But that very moment, I knew she'd had a stroke because it was a sudden change. And I knew exactly where the stroke was, exactly where it was, because I knew from my education that the right side of the brain, the right parietal lobe, it contains the entire representation of the left side of space. So I did not exist for her. There was no left side of the room. There was no woman standing at the left side of the bed. And I knew that. And right then and there, I knew that she'd had a stroke in that area of the brain. I also knew from my reading that people who have strokes in the right side of the brain and who have this neglect of the entire left side of space often don't know that they're weak. And I asked her if there was anything wrong. Was she weak? And she said no. They often don't recognize their own body parts as their body parts on the left. So I lifted up her hand and I moved it over here where I knew she could see it, because I knew she could see the right side of space. And I said, "What is this?" And she said to me, That's a fuzzy dog. And that took my breath away. Can you even imagine? That took my breath away. And that very minute, I knew that I would be a neurologist, because that very minute, I knew that what set my soul on fire was the ability to speak to a patient and examine that patient and know exactly what the problem is without a brain scan, without anything fancy, just simple tools, my knowledge and my brain. So you're going to meet some wonderful professional people that are full of passion during the next years here in school. I encourage you to ask them what their own superhero origin story is. How did they come to love what they do? And how do they still love what they do? Because every day I get up in the morning and I am glad to go to work. I love my job. And I wish for you all to one day be able to say, to stand in a room like this in front of all these new people and say, I love my job every day. So congratulations. There are more than 1,000 faculty members of SMPH who are 100% invested in every single one of you. And you will see great professionalism, great proficiency, and great passion over these years. So congratulations and welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shannon. Now it's a pleasure to introduce Dr. Gwen Mcintosh, our Associate Dean for Students, who will begin the investiture portion of our ceremony. Gwen?
Thank you, Dean Golden. So welcome, students, family, friends, all manner of supporters. Today, we have a dedicated group of administrative leaders and student leaders serving as our white coat ceremony officiants. The students represent some of our most dedicated medical student leaders across a wide variety of student organizations in our school. They lead organizations and groups such as the Medical Student Association, Medical Students for Minority Concerns, and the overall student body. I encourage you to look in the program and learn more about these students, and for you as students, consider how you might become involved in some of these groups during your time here. The first group of officiants include Drs. Cheda, Dr. Seibert, Dr. Stevenson, and students Stephanie Pham, Rodrigo de la Torre, and Tan Fong Nguyen. Will you please come forward? Our new medical students will be recognized in groups of 6 as their white coats are placed on their shoulders. I know that some of you are watching via our school's YouTube feed. Please feel free to share your comments. For those of us in person, please hold your applause until all of the 6 students are on stage. I will then cue the students to don their coats, and our officiants will welcome you to the profession of medicine with an elbow bump. Let's get started. Maria Cecilia Abrua Gonzalez. Loudon Aiken. Andrea Lucia Alfonso. Alec Anderson. Delaney Felicia Anderson. John Antonelli. You may don your coats. It is harder than it looks. And students, you may exit the stage. Ian Arthur. Megan Byer. Tyler Balwig. Amelia Baltus. Samantha Barr. Michael Bartley. You may don your coats. Hunter Bay, Zachary Benahoff, Regan Byer, Pavan Bamali, Kellen Biesbrock, Michaela Blakesley. Lay down your coats. Hunter Blaylock, Stefan Blons, Kevin Borowski, Jared Boyce, Jordan Bramble, Rochelle Braun. You may don your coats. Marina Brendel, Joseph Brenneman, Molina Bowie, Adam Carpenter, Iris Chu, Parker Chrysler. Go ahead and put your coats on. Lindsay Christensen, Matthew Krostek, Anshul Devon, Leanne DeParma, Diane Doe, Kellen Doberstein. Don your coats. Sophia Dorr, Evan Dre, Kevin Dunn, Andrea Govea, Sarah Almanawi, Johanna Ellefson. You may don your coats. Elizabeth Fassbender, Mary First, Nathan Fisher, Nia Renee Foster, Marisa Francis, Amy Frankel. You may don your coats. Helia Marguerite Gagnon, Tessa Griffin, Giardo Giarte, Sarah Hahn, Josh Heng, Lucas Henjum. You may don your coats. Mark Herman, Mason Hill, Lee Huang, Shane Hoffman, Chineye Ibikwe, Alexander Idrugo Lamb. You may don your coats. Dima Hamed, Asha Jane, David G, Cody Johnson, Kurt Johnson, Jarrett Jones. You may don your coats. Jessica Kane, Manasa Kaluru, Brock Kelly, Dylan Kernan, Douglas Keeler, Ariel Kim. You may don your coats. Jennifer Klein, Jin Kamerska, Anna Cranen, Alyssa Kuntz, Elif Court, Robert Lauer. You may don your coats. Allison Leisure, Bua Lee, Samuel Lee, Tenzin Lamo, Nicole Liang, Sydney Livingston. You may don your coats. Mina Lore, Ahmed Mabrouk, Phoebe Marquardt, Nayla Mathis, Andrew Mehta, Elizabeth Merkel. You may don your coats. That's a good time for a change. We're going to have these officiants step back. Our next group of officiants, please come forward. Students Sonam Dolma, Eamon Taher, Sophia Verba, Dr. Shannon Dr. Stewart, and Dr. McSweeney. Gwendolyn Miller. Mercy Mino. Logan Moore. Michaela Morehouse. Jared Moyer. Gabriella Mullally. You may don your coats. Leah Muschel. Sophia Naring Firmino. Colin Wynn. Elizabeth Neese. Madison Nikolai. James Enze Beats. You may don your coats. Gwendolyn Nitas. Isabel Ojeda. Obiagale Onia. Ifeanyi Ono. Christian Overman. Akisha Palo Torres. You may don your coats. Jennifer Panicle. Emma Patch. Janmesh Patel. Anna Pearson. Sophie Peary. Maya Peterson. You may don your coats. Madeline Peterson. Dominic Petty. Kim Phan. Camille Phillips. Lauren Preem. Maya Quach. You may don your coats. Mustafa Kadir. Jasmine Ramos. Muhammad Ali Raza. Aurora Risup. Savannah Rios. Brittany Rodriguez. You may don your coats. Ian Rogers. Sophia Romero. Alexa Rose. Dalton Roth. Jacob Saylor. Markale Shears. You may don your coats. Emily Schmidt. Colin Shu. Caleb Schulz. Eamon Shafiq. Alunkrit Shatadel. Barnabas Schifero. You may don your coats. Nathaniel Schifero. John Schuster. Savannah Schuster. Patricia C. Kunal Sandhi. David Sonnentag. You may don your coats. Jinan Isan George Seuss. Megan Springer. Thomas Staniszewski. Matthew Steenerson. Zoe Stratman. Samantha Strobel. You may don your coats. Ashley Stuckwish. William Montgomery Stump. Sydney Summerlin. Jacob Switzer. Sartu Taha. Ryan Thill. You may don your coats. Kevin Thomas. Amy Tran. Kenyana Kaiska. Ndozoe Uchebo. Sang Van. Kaya Vaughn. You may don your coats. Josh Verhagen. Tian Vaugh. Samantha Vong. Jacob Weiss. Samantha Williams. Khalifa Jewel Wright. You may don your coats. Stephen Curtis Wright. Dua Chi Zhang. Marika Toy Zhang. Su Min Yang. DJ Zawaga. You may don your coats. I now welcome Dr. Elizabeth Petty, our Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, to administer the Declaration of Geneva.
Thank you, Dean Mcintosh, and you all look great in your white coats. Learning to care for and working with patients will be a vital part of your medical education. As you started on Monday, you started seeing patients right away. Caring for patients comes with high expectations and responsibilities that our school takes very seriously. In preparation, we also have you recite the Declaration of Geneva at our white coat ceremony, just as you will do at the end of your medical training in 4 to 8 years. The declaration is at the back of your program. Students, as you enter into the sacred covenant with your physician colleagues, know that the Declaration of Geneva is a modern version of the Hippocratic Oath. This declaration was developed by the World Medical Association in 1948. Following World War II, the Nuremberg trials revealed the widespread and horrendous misuse of medical power to conduct torture and mass murder. The declaration has been updated to reflect the evolution of social norms. New students, please stand. Together, your class will now take the Declaration of Geneva as their solemn oath. These principles will continue to unite students and physicians throughout the world, and they will remind us of our highest aspirations. So please recite along with me. At the time of being admitted as a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me, even after the patient has died. I will maintain by all the means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my siblings. I will not permit considerations of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you and welcome to the profession. You may be seated. And this concludes the white coat investiture portion of today's ceremony. Thank you and congratulations to each and every one of you. I now turn the program back to Dean Golden.
Thank you, Drs. Mcintosh and Petty and our white coat ceremony officiants, and congratulations to our new medical students. One of the best aspects of your training here will be your interactions with each other, as well as with colleagues in other classes. Those in upper classes can serve as role models and Sherpas for you on your exciting journey. That is why we couple this white coat ceremony with our induction ceremony for the Gold Humanism Honor Society, which we will now begin. In 2006, we established our chapter of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. The mission of this society is to recognize and encourage the development of humanism, compassion, integrity, respect, and service towards patients and colleagues. Each year, a group of fourth-year students are selected by their classmates for induction into the society. Those inductees then elect 2 faculty members and 1 resident to join them in the ceremony. We will now begin the induction ceremony for our school's new Gold Humanism Honor Society members. I invite Kesia Stevenson, Student Leadership and Programs Advisor, to lead the ceremony. Kesia.
Students, family members, significant others, friends, faculty, and staff, welcome to our Gold Humanism Honor Society induction ceremony. We are so pleased to have you here for this wonderful occasion. In 2002, the Gold Humanism Honor Society was established to honor senior medical students, residents, and faculty, and to instill the concept of humanistic medicine. Members of the chapter are selected by their peers. The selection criteria include demonstrated excellence in clinical care, leadership, compassion, and dedication to service, exemplifying the values of humanistic medicine, and exhibiting exceptional interest in service to their communities. By joining the Gold Humanism Honor Society, the University of Wisconsin has chosen to emphasize that these aspects of medical education and practice are vital to our school and profession. The Gold Humanism Honor Society is one of many programs sponsored by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation, an entire organization devoted to elevating the principles of humanism in medicine. The foundation is also credited with establishing the concept of the white coat ceremony, another fitting reason we combine these 2 ceremonies. And now, without further ado, I will start with reading about the faculty members and residents that this year's student inductees elected into the society. Our resident inductee is Dr. John Gravel, a second-year obstetrics and gynecology resident. Please come forward. Dr. Gravel hails from Merrill, Wisconsin. He attended UW-Madison for his undergraduate degree, but you won't find the more common pre-med biology or chemistry major on his diploma. He went to college to become a music teacher, but realized halfway through he had other passions. 10 years and several jobs later, he entered medical school at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Dr. Gravel's father, who is an educator, is one of his greatest role models because he showed him how to make everyone feel included and have a sense of belonging. Dr. Gravel approaches every patient interaction recognizing the privilege it is to care for them. He says that every patient deserves to be truly heard and to direct the decisions that affect their lives. Congratulations, Dr. Gravel. Dr. David Xu, a professor of neurology, is one of our faculty inductees. He was born in Taiwan. His mother was first in her family to attend college and pursue healthcare, and his father was first to attend college and move to the US. Dr. Xu attended the California Institute of Technology, earned a PhD in chemical physics from Columbia University, and completed 2 postdoctoral fellowships. He became an assistant professor at Wellesley College and loved the role. But at age 30, he woke up one morning and realized he wanted to be a physician and serve others. Flash forward to 2003, and he joined our faculty after getting his MD from the University of Pittsburgh and completing residency in pediatrics and neurology. In 2016, he completed a fellowship in epilepsy. Dr. Shu says, there must be trust and respect in both teacher and learner so that strengths and weaknesses are revealed and then learning can take place. Congratulations, Dr. Shu. Our next inductee is Dr. Berman Iskindar, a professor of neurologic surgery who was unable to join us today. Dr. Iskindar earned his MD from the University of Pennsylvania and completed a neurological residency at Duke University and a pediatric neurosurgery fellowship at the Children's Hospital of Alabama. In 1997, he joined UW-Madison as its first pediatric neurosurgeon and is nationally known for his expertise in clinical management and research of congenital neurological diseases. He is thankful to have mentored more than 150 students and trainees and is privileged to make a difference in the lives of children and families. We are also pleased to announce that Dr. Iskindar is the recipient of this year's Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award. The Tao Award honors faculty who are exemplary in demonstrating the Gold Foundation's ideals of outstanding compassion in the delivery of care, as well as respect for patient, their family, and healthcare colleagues. We are so glad to be honoring him with this award. Congratulations again, Dr. Scrivel, Shu, and Iskindar. Please stay to be joined by our student inductees. Next, we are proud to name our newest class of inductees from among our fourth-year students. As Dr. Mcintosh calls your name, please come forward to be recognized as you receive your certificate. And you can remain up front after receiving your certificate. When everyone is on stage, I will ask you to pin yourself.
Juan Aguirre Villalobos. Bayan Alzubi. Claudia Evaristo. Bailey Frizzell. Carol Garcia. Brock Gilsdorf. Alexander John Phelan Idraga. Calvin Lamb. Jasmine Love. Cole McDonald. Megan Murphy Belcaster. Sharon Rose Natekwar Narte. Rebecca Nye. Cameron Puibandit. Jalen Roberson. Tariq Terrell. Noah Trapp. Spencer True. Quinn Batland.
Next, we will move on to our formal pinning ceremony. The Arnold P. Gold Foundation includes, as part of the induction, a formal gift of a GHHS pin and the recitation of the GHHS pledge. The pin symbolizes one's commitment to providing compassionate and excellent patient care. Today's inductees, you have received a lapel pin with the GHHS symbol for your white coat to serve as a daily reminder of the importance of humanism in medicine. Please pin yourselves. Got it. I now invite all of the GHHS inductees to read the GHHS pledge aloud together. This is found in your program. I pledge by all that I hold dear as a physician. I will care for my patients with compassion, respect, empathy, integrity, and clinical excellence. I will listen to my patients with my whole being. I will advocate for each patient as a unique individual. I will serve as a role model and mentor to promote humanism in healthcare. I will remember always the healing power of acts of caring. I will dedicate myself to joining with others to make healthcare optimal for all. Congratulations to all of the new members. We are very proud of this accomplishment. This honor is a strong reflection of your commitment to promoting humanism and empathy in medicine. Incoming students in the audience, you also received one of these pins on your white coats. The pin was gifted to you by the Gold Foundation to remind you all of the importance of humanism in medicine and to look for examples of humanism on display in your peers. I now turn the ceremony back to Dean Golden. Thank you.
Let me add my congratulations. You have set a gold standard for our new students as they begin their studies at the UW School of Medicine and Public Health. Please join me in another round of applause for our inductees. So it's wonderful to introduce Dr. Kyla Lee, president of our Wisconsin Medical Alumni Association. The WMAA will be a great source of support during your years as medical students and beyond. It hosts events and provides resources for your journey as students, thanks to the support of our very loyal alumni. Dr. Lee earned her MD with us in 1998, following an undergraduate degree from the University of Vermont and a Master's of Education in Counseling and Consulting Psychology from Harvard. She completed her internal medicine residency at the Gunderson Health System, our school's Western academic campus. She is one of our most devoted and supportive alumni, as well as a remarkably inspiring leader in medical student clinical training. Most recently, she was named the school's Director of Student Programs at Gunderson. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lee to say a few words.
Thank you, Dean Golden, and good afternoon, incoming class of 2022. You look spectacular, and the differences you will make. It is a true privilege to be here today and have a chance to congratulate and welcome you to lifelong study of medicine on behalf of the Wisconsin Medical Alumni Association, known as the WMAA. It is incredibly important to have a support system during medical school. In addition to your family and friends, many of whom are with you today here in Shannon Hall or watching online, your team will grow over the next 4 years to include new friends in this class, faculty members to help guide you, and alumni who have traversed the same path you are beginning. The WMAA is comprised of more than 11,000 alumni, many of whom stand ready to reach back and support you. The WMAA will be visible in your education in many ways. On August 31st, the WMAA will welcome you with a new stethoscope, a gift funded by alums. Following that ceremony, the WMAA will host a Badger cookout for the class. This will be the first of many times the WMAA staff will make sure you're eating under stress. Through the years, the WMAA supports student interest groups, lunches, wellness activities, exam breaks, scholarships, teaching awards, and other school events and initiatives. Many of you stopped by the WMAA office on the 4th floor to pick up your tickets for today's event. I encourage you to stop by there often in the next 4 years to get to know the welcoming and always fabulous staff. They are so loving. Enjoy a few moments of quiet and visit the popular Candy Bowl. We are committed to supporting you. That bears repeating. We are committed to supporting you. I encourage you to get involved. A great way to be connected is our Facebook and Instagram pages. Watch for your class Facebook page for WMAA offerings and updates. We wish you the best on your journey through med school. Congratulations again, and on Wisconsin.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. It's a pleasure to introduce Dr. Wendy Miloska, president of the Wisconsin Medical Society. The society provided the white coats that you just received and offers a supportive community during and after medical school. Dr. Miloska earned her undergraduate and medical degrees here, followed by residency training in family medicine at North Memorial Hospital and Clinic with the University of Minnesota. She now cares for patients at Dedicated Family Care in Fitchburg. For many years, she served as one of our school's preceptors, mentoring our medical students at her community-based practice. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Miloska to the podium.
Thank you. So I was telling everybody this morning that as the current president of the Medical Society, I'm so honored to be here today representing the society's members and the Wisconsin Medical Society Foundation. And it seems like only yesterday or 25 years ago, I was actually standing on this stage getting my first white coat, and it just feels incredible to be standing up here now today, welcoming all of you to the profession of medicine. It was such an honor and a thrill to put on that coat. And as I watched you all come up on the stage, I noticed most of you were, very serious, but then as you're leaving, there's these huge smiles and, all of this pride emanating from you. And it's just amazing. But I think, one of the things I remember feeling as well is that it's also a little intimidating to get this coat. The path you have chosen is going to be arduous, but it's also so fulfilling. You'll have the privilege of caring for fellow human beings, being there with them on some of the best days and the worst days of their lives. The coats that you wear today are gifts from physicians who have come before you. They were all donated through the Wisconsin Medical Society's White Coat campaign, and they symbolize the hard work, honesty, integrity, dedication, humility, and compassion that it takes to be a doctor. But they also symbolize this community of physicians that you're now joining. There is a note from each physician who donated a white coat with words of encouragement, and know that we are all here to act as mentors, supporters, cheerleaders, as you all strive to become the outstanding physicians you've set out to be. While there are currently many challenges facing our healthcare systems, know that the Wisconsin Medical Society is here as part of your professional family, and that as a society, we, and now you, will continue the work to improve the health of the people of Wisconsin by supporting and strengthening physicians' ability to practice high-quality patient care in a changing environment. That's part of the mission of the Wisconsin Medical Society. This concludes advocating on behalf of medical students, residents, and physicians so that we can all continue to be fulfilled by our career choice. Physicians are often the leaders of their communities, and we can do so much more when we work together. And so I look forward to working with all of you as you progress through this amazing journey. Congratulations, student doctors.
Thank you, Dr. Miloska. So today represents the beginning of your remarkable journey into the medical profession. All of us are fully committed to doing all that we possibly can to facilitate your development and help you achieve your full potential. We have come to the close of today's ceremony. Thank you again for joining us or tuning in as family and friends. Special thanks to our colleagues who made this all possible. Most of all, congratulations to our newest medical student class, as well as their families. So, stay safe, stay healthy, and on Wisconsin.